Welcome to Jamie's Vinyl Hideaway. Several months ago, I did a Gimmick album cover show. And this is going to be part 2 of my Gimmick album cover show on Jamie's Vinyl Hideaway. I want to thank everybody that made comments and suggestions for in the original part 1, I guess I can call it now. Because some reason I didn't think I had as many of these album covers as people mentioned. So, with no further ado, I'm going to get right into it with the almost the most suggested Jethro Tull stand-up from 1969 with the stand-up cover.
Pop-up.
I mean, isn't that cool? All the guys.
Like a pop-up book.
Glenn, Martin, Ian.
You could stop doing that now.
Clive. Anyway, stand up. Thanks for all the suggestions. I did a couple Jethro Tull shows, so I didn't want to overdo Jethro Tull because they had a great covers besides the music. Another British band. I don't think anybody mentioned this one. Groundhogs. And this was like a comic book cover. I call it a gimmick cover, you know, since it has this little fold-out thing, you know. Nice little pretend comic book. Groundhogs, British band. From Holland, Focus. Remember Hocus Pocus? First Focus? Hocus Pocus? Lori?
What?
Yeah. I mean...
Hello?
Shh. I mean... Anyway, this would be their third album. This had like a little...
What is it, like a hologram? It's doing something.
Yeah, I'm trying to... Well, I guess there's nothing really I can do except move it. Yeah. So, do you see it?
So that was a big gimmick, huh?
Yeah.
Back then, that was
Well, I
mesmerizing.
don't know. Maybe I'm reaching for it.
No.
But I did want to mention this record for one reason. Have you ever played a record, you know, and I'm admitting something, it's kind of embarrassing, but have you ever played a record on the wrong speed and not realize it until someone started singing?
Chipmunks.
No, and then you realize you're on the wrong speed. I played this, I think the whole side of the album. There's no words. Played the whole side at 45 RPM. And I thought they were just playing so fast. And they were amazing. But I was at 45 RPM. So that's never happened to you? All right. Moving right along. Moving right along.
I've played 45s at the wrong speed.
Well, then you played them at 33, where they were
Yes.
like...
But I didn't notice that anything was wrong.
That's what I'm talking about.
I actually enjoyed them.
That's right. That's what I'm talking about. So, somebody suggested Family. Turns out I had this Family album with this little, you know, multi-layered opening. Oh, it reminds me of the Creedence Clearwater Revival's Greatest Hits album. I think it's called Gold. Had their faces. Remember that one? The different colors, their faces were cut out.
That's like a dopey. That's a lot of wasted space. Like, what were they doing there?
Hey, Family. Did you ever hear of them?
No.
Well, there you go. No, but Family, John Wetton, the bass player, you know, prior to, you know, all this work with King Crimson and, you know, UK and later Asia. Speaking of Asia, who was in Asia? Carl Palmer was in Asia. And Emerson Lake and Palmer's album, Brain Salad Surgery, had like a, you know, one of those open it up kind of covers. By the way, all these covers that do this kind of stuff, very impractical and like downright bad for the record inside if you're not careful. So be careful out there, folks, with these covers.
Beware of the gimmicky
Brain
covers.
Salad Surgery, Emerson Lake and Palmer, 1973, I believe.
Oy vey.
Yeah, big record. Did really well for them. A less than big record, Gentle Giant, Octopus. Someone suggested Gentle Giant, Glass House. I don't have that one. But I pulled this one right out of the inventory.
I like that.
You like it?
Yeah.
The weird thing is, you know, the sleeve that it came in is kind of messed up, but it doesn't, it's not, well, maybe it was cut out. Somebody taped it all up. They must have had a bad time with it. Gentle Giant, I saw them play once. They were definitely different. Good bunch of musicians. I got this one recently at Spinners, the local record shop here in Spring Hill, Tennessee. And someone said that the debut Raspberries album had like a scratch-and-sniff, you know, thing. I guess it smelled like raspberries. And anyway, this is like, I guess, their third album, because it says side 3. And, you know, the record comes out of here. So you gotta be kind of careful, you know. I guess that'll work. Raspberries. Another one that pops out the top, I got at Spinners, for a very cheap price, by the way, is this, this is supposed to be like a glass, a whiskey glass, a old-fashioned in particular, I think, is what they say. But this is like the first Rod Stewart compilation album. There's a lot of the good songs on it. Mandolin Wind, Maggie May, Street Fighting Man, Gasoline Alley, I Know I'm Losing You, that's a good one. Wow. Rod Stewart. By the way, if you have the first 4 Rod Stewart albums, you don't need this. Now, I don't have what I should be showing you here, but of course you got the Velvet Underground Nico record. Originally had the peelable banana. This is like an 80s reissue that I got, Black Verve label. And this one here is an old one with the blue Verve. It's not the one with the torso. And somebody peeled the banana, obviously, and it's in rather lousy condition. But it's the only one I have.
So
there's a story behind this.
Okay, so what's so gimmicky? That it's Andy Warhol?
Well, you would. Well, you know, Andy Warhol designed it. You would peel this label. I mean, you get the record, it looked like this. You peel it, and it looked like this.
Oh, I thought those were 2 different albums.
No, well, they're actually selling the ones with the, you know, you could peel them these days. They're doing it again. I saw one at Spinners, matter of fact. Go get it. But anyway, this album, you want to hear the story how I got this album? Do I have time?
You have plenty of time.
You want to hear the story of how I got this
You're
album?
doing great on time. Go.
All right, so I was, my car broke down on the way upstate New York to a ski house I was renting with my cousin Lori and a bunch of her friends. And I was headed up there with my dog, and it was during the week, there was no one up there. And my car broke down, and I managed to get to the ski place, and a few days later I had a hitchhike to go pick my car up in Kingston. So this guy picked me up, telling me he's a mercenary and he's got an antique rifle in the back of the, you know, the van, and like I'm like, okay. And he's like, oh, you mind if we stop? Look, I see a gun sign there. It says guns for sale. Let's check it out. And this is before I moved to Tennessee, so this is like all new to a Long Island kid. And I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, let's check out some guns. I'm not going anywhere. So he goes in, he's talking to the guy about the War of '67 and the Uzis that they're showing, and I went into the thrift store. It was right next to it. It was more like a thrift place, you know? And I found this for like $1. So anyway, he didn't buy any guns. We got back in the van, he drove me to Kingston. Everything was great. That's my,
That's a great story.
right?
Gripping.
Things stick with you, you know? That stuck with me. It's got me all parched. Excuse
How
me.
many times have you moved that record over the years? I always think about that, how many times I've moved something. It could be like a freaking bobby
I
pin
know.
and I've moved it 10,000
Well,
miles.
I have moved it thousands of miles, but
Exactly.
yeah. And, you know, some gimmick records are, you know, not, you know, too gimmicky. You know, they just cut a corner off here, cut a corner off there, and they're like, it's a gimmick record. And Traffic had such success with it, they figured, well, we'll do it on our follow-up album, Shootout at Fantasy Factory.
Oh, I like that better than the outside.
What do you mean? No, this is the outside.
Oh, I thought that was the liner for that. Okay,
No,
my
this
bad.
This is the follow-up to
I love that.
You have this album.
Yes, but
And this is the follow-up to that album, and they did the same thing with the
that's beautiful.
corners, right? So, good album. Traffic, of course,
Okay.
you know, you can't go wrong. Traffic, Island Records. Speaking of, you know, cut corners on records, the In Through the Past Darkly, Big Hits Volume 2, the Rolling Stones. Nice little gatefold, but they, you know, did they save money on the cardboard? I think not. You
It
know,
probably
kinda-
costs more to cut it.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And what do you do with the sleeves that go in there? I don't know if the one I got was original. It was just folded, I think, you know. But anyway. In Through the Past Darkly. Rolling Stones. Somebody mentioned this one.
Stone.
Well, maybe a couple people mentioned this one. Sometimes it's
yeah.
just a die cut cover, you know. They cut out the thing there to make it...
Freaky, man.
Isn't that great? That was as good as the hologram, right? No, anyway. Foghat Live. Look at that, in mint condition,
That's beautiful.
right? Bearsville Records.
You could re-gift.
Bearsville, upstate New York.
You could re-gift that to me, and I won't
No.
complain.
I once, this was from my inventory. I bought it for myself. I forget who needs I got the other Foghat
love
albums. Who
Foghat.
needs the live album? I thought and it was sealed.
You don't like
And
live
no one
albums.
bought it, so I took it. Good move. Glad I did. Another British band that evolved, or some of their members into Foghat, was Savoy Brown. And this is one of those flap records, you know? Is it nothing
Oh,
big, you know?
yeah.
Just flaps on the top. There was a lot of that going on, and then you see the members, you know, their brains or whatever, come out of the record. That's Parrot Records. Savoy Brown was with Parrot Records for the longest time. They did some great records. Kim Simmons. See, kind of makes things difficult to put back in, you know? We'll put that over in the triage section. We'll get to that later. What's next? Oh, Small Faces. Ogden's Nut Gone Flake.
So what's the gimmick there? What-
Nut Gone. Well, this is a reissue. I think because they got tired of having a
Oh.
round record.
Oh.
You know, so the original record, I believe, was round, and this is a tobacco tin. You know, and they reissue it, Tower Records, not to be confused with, oh no, what is this? It's not Tower. Immediate. Abco. See, originally it was on Immediate. Now, this is Immediate Abco. And anyway, just a lovely record by the Small Faces, Steve Marriott. What's inside the tin? Oh, look at that. Very, very cool. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nice looking on the left there. Peter Max looking ish.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ogden's Nut Gone Flake Tobacco. Complicated name, but it was a successful album. Another tobacco-related album. I mentioned this on the first one, the first show I did. Jefferson Airplane on Grunt Records. This was like a box, and I assembled it. And if you look in the box, there's this marijuana. Can you see it?
Zooming in.
Oh, you're zooming in.
Zooming in.
All right.
Oh, yeah, there's the
All right.
weed.
Yeah. So
Hello, weed.
and when the record sleeve is in it, you see the cigars. You see, so it's a cigar box.
Oh.
And when you take the sleeve out, you see the marijuana.
That required.
So, boys and
lot of
girls,
thought.
we do not encourage you to take this record too seriously. It's the last studio album by Jefferson Airplane before they, started doing the Starship thing, and Hot Tuna was doing the Hot Tuna thing. And back there in Detroit, Michigan, freaking Grand Funk Railroad was still knocking it out.
Oh, yeah.
And
My
I
favorite.
remember at the time, I kind of stopped listening to Grand Funk. They were a great hard rock band, and that was what I listened to. And they had the hit with Locomotion. Remember that?
Yep.
Remember the hit Locomotion was on this album. It seemed like they were getting commercial, or
So what are
less.
those? 3D glasses?
And yeah, this is turns out it's a great song. It's a really good album. And yeah, you put the glasses on. There's the label. There's a nice label there. And I guess if you put the glasses on, I didn't pop the glasses out of the record there, but and then you look at this with the glasses. Yeah, let's see. Oh yeah. The people kind of come out, 3D sort of kind of, it's
Frightening.
I know, right?
Shocking.
It's like, and then I kind of have to paste
I
it
wonder
back
why they
in there.
bothered with this. They all must have been high. Like,
That's
well,
great.
this is a good
I
idea.
mean, why not? Oh, a lot of people mention this record here.
Oh, yeah.
Some girls with all the, this is the original one before they, everybody got angry with the estate. I mean, the estates got angry with the Rolling Stones because their pictures were used on the, in here. And they had like different pictures.
I like that.
Yeah. You like that?
I like that. That's
Oh, it's great. Yeah,
that's,
it's like
that's
and
just
you flip it
freaking
around
clever.
and it's like black and white.
Ish.
They come through the. And if you take that out completely, you just got the stone. See, look, various.
Let's see the
rolling.
back. Flip it.
Flip it.
Yeah.
Oh, the back is some lovely advertisements.
For brassieres. Pointy.
Very Rolling Stones like, right?
Pointy brassieres.
Some girls, after all, is the title of the record. So.
All right.
Some of these things are very simple. Like the Faces thought it'd be a good idea to do a record that looks like an old 78, 12-inch 78.
Is that what that looks like?
That's exactly what that looks like.
Oh.
Yeah, that's, and being a fan of 78s, I recognize otherwise you would have no idea. You think, where's the rest of this album, It looks like it's missing a cover to me.
Okay. Yeah.
But hey, it's called Long Player and it's the Faces. Good album.
Were they the Faces or
They were the-
Faces?
They
Yeah.
were the Faces. Well, it's
Like I get
let's see.
Like, I do get annoyed when people say the Scorpions
Oh yeah,
versus
right. It
Scorpions.
just says Faces.
I thought so.
Aha! Wait a minute. It's always just been Faces.
You thought I was
That's
just...
like saying the Cream. I love when people say the Cream.
That's fingernails on a blackboard. Do not.
Hey,
The Cream.
hey, all we know is it's the Kinks.
Which is...
That's all that matters. The Kinks. Or the Pretty Things. SF Sorrow. British band on the Rare Earth label. This is supposed to be like a tombstone, somebody
Tombstone,
said?
yeah. That's what it looks like.
Yeah. The 1968, believed to be the first rock and roll opera. And it's on, where's the record?
I don't like that cover.
Holy crap. Oh, you know, I couldn't find a good place to, it's got like plastic on the inside of the cardboard. And I couldn't find a good way to put a record, so it's just right in there.
Right.
Rare Earth Records. How's that, huh? Rare Earth, which is a subsidy of Motown. You might remember the band Rare Earth was on Rare Earth Records. Hey, and I don't know why I'm showing this, but I had to dig into the inventory for this one. Are you surprised? Right?
Suddenly appear.
Rainy Days and Mondays is on this one.
I love that record.
But anyway, this is like a envelope. You know, you see it pops open.
Just like there they are.
Look at that, huh?
With the bangs. I don't know why they didn't call themselves the Bangs.
The Bangs, the Carpenters. Very
Beautiful.
successful band in the early 70s. But alas, we're going to end the show with my favorite
Save the
band.
best for last.
The best for last. From the early 70s, Alice Cooper. Dun, dun, dun. Alice's fourth album. Oh, I should say the Coopers' fourth album, killer. It's a killer album. Perhaps one of the, have I said this already? One of the greatest rock and roll albums of all time.
Quintessential.
And it comes with the lovely poster. Calendar poster. Let's see if I could turn this around. I got to be very careful. It's in great condition. Actually, the cover's ripped because of this. Look at that.
Oh,
That is pretty,
magnificent. All his glory.
huh? I know. I'll tell you. But Alice Cooper, I always like to introduce them. Dennis Dunaway, Alice Cooper, Michael Bruce, Glenn Buxton, and Neil Smith.
The crowd roared.
A lot of people mentioned, hey,
And Alice woke up.
what about Muscle of Love? Muscle of Love, one of those box records. Except a soft box, like the kind of box you would get a record in today. And, you know, it opens from the back. You know, little. Comes complete with a stain on the bottom where the record stores thought they were getting stained records and they sent them back. And they'd come back with a cut corner. And I got another one of these. Let's see. Oops. It came with a, first of all, it had the Burbank label. Mm-hmm. Right. That was when they first went to the Burbank label from the green label. And besides the little sleeve that it came with, where they're outside the nude wrestling, and then this is after they got beat up in the nude wrestling by a gorilla. And so on the other sleeve, which is actually a book cover, remember when we used to cover our books with things? Comes with a book cover.
All right. Oh,
Yeah.
look at that.
And then there's the Coopers are there with they're in the mess hall peeling potatoes, because they're all in the Navy, you see. There was a Navy theme going on in this Muscle of Love. I'm not sure why, but hey, we need no explanation when you're Alice Cooper. Alice Cooper goes solo. This would be the last one. A couple albums in, he comes up with From the Inside. This is like
Really?
a little insane asylum in here. So opens up. And then on the back is the doors that open up. And Alice is kind of running out. I'm not going to open this up because you could see maybe that the cover's ripped because too many people have opened it up. But From the Inside, it's got that How You Gonna See Me Now? Yeah, big hit. Ballad. Soft ballad. I remember hearing that. I was like, wow, Alice has gone soft. But it's the only soft song probably on the record. Yeah. A hit for Alice. So there it was. There were so many other ones I didn't mention because I don't have them. So I will mention them because a lot of people brought these up.
I have them.
And Cheech and Chong,
We'll
the
do a
Big
part
Bamboo.
3. We'll do a part 3.
Okay, well, we got to get these records. Cheech and Chong with the Big Bamboo, And then there's another one, it's like a big barbiturate. I'll go with the Big Bamboo. We'd like to have, that was a funny record. Anyway, Andromeda Strain. There was something with that record. The cover was, had something going on. Zeppelin's Physical Graffiti with the cut open windows, just like the, that the people moved. I'm not that big a Zeppelin fan that I would have all their records. But the Soft Machine's first album, somebody mentioned that one. What's this? Somewhere I Never Traveled. Oh, Ambrosia, Somewhere I've Never Traveled. Something about a pyramid or something. The Wailers, Catch a Fire. Bob Marley's group, The Wailers. There was like a Zippo lighter, shaped like a lighter.
Oh yeah, I know that. You don't have
Rick Wakeman, No Earthly Connection. I saw one in a record store today, but it was it originally came with like a foil wrapper or something. I don't know, but it was. I've never seen one with the foil on it. Oh, Public Image Limited, Johnny Rotten's or Johnny Lydon's band, maybe. A tin came in it was like 3 records, and I remember my cousin Brian had it, a metal tin. Very awkward in the record stack, I would think. Jackson Browne, Burlap Sack. I do a lot of records with burlap sacks, right?
John Barleycorn.
Oh, and the Bee Gees. You seen this one? The velvet cover. It's like a velvety.
Oh, and Wham! Wham!
Wham! Why? What was that cover?
I just felt like saying Wham. Because I love Wham.
If you know of a Wham cover,
It's Saturday night.
That is it. Yeah, it's hey, yeah. This is where I introduce the.
It's time for Wham! Saturday night.
It's Saturday night. Anyway, it is Saturday night. We're still awake.
Wake me up.
That's great. We're just getting started. I hope I, covered everything. I'm sure I'll try to get some more Gimmick album covers for part 3. But until then, maybe we'll do something else. What do you think? Colored vinyl?
Oh, I have a lot of that.
Yeah. Now we're gonna get you. I know which ones you're talking about too.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should do some one on color. All right, there we go. We'll start thinking about that. Colored vinyl. Any other suggestions? Please comment. Share it, like it. Subscribe to the channel. That would be awesome.
Just need a
I'm
couple
getting
more.
close to like 1,000. Yeah, I can't believe it.
If you're number 1,000, there's something in it for you.
Oh yeah, lots of gratitude. But yeah, thanks for everyone who subscribed, and that's it. That's all I got. You ready? Later, man. Move it.